Today we're going to look at evaluating expressions, TEKA 6.7a. When you see the word evaluate, so this isn't so much a definition as a what does this mean to do when I see that in a problem. So it's going to say evaluate each expression for. So when asked to evaluate an expression, you will substitute any given values for the variables and then find the values of that expression. So here's some examples. It says evaluate each expression for the given variable. So the first one, my expression is x minus 9. And so this is essentially saying, what is x minus 9 when x is 15? So the first thing you need to do is substitute that 15 wherever you see x. So there was my x, 15, so 15 minus 9. The next thing you do is you're just going to find out what the answer would be with that given value. So 15 minus 9, we're going to subtract, and that's 6. So when x is equal to 15, x minus 9 equals 6. Let's try a couple more. 16 divided by n. So what is 16 divided by n when n is 8? First thing you do is substitute. Wherever I see n, I substitute the 8. So I have 16 divided by 8. So we just need to divide. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Therefore, when n is equal to 8, 16 divided by n is equal to 2. All right, my next one, we're going to have some decimals in here. 0.5y. So remember, when I see this number next to that variable, that coefficient, that's telling me multiplication. So 0.5y, what is that value when y equals 1.4? So we substitute 1.4 for y right here. 0.5 times, remember that's multiplication, 1.4. So I've multiplied it over here, 1.4 times 0.5. And recall when we have decimal points here, we're going to see how many places are in our factors here. So I've got one place here, that's 2 places. My product, I need to move 2 places to the left and put that decimal point there. So half, or 0.5 of 1.4 is 0.7. So when y equals 1.4, 0.5y is equal to 0.7. Next one. What is the value of 6k when k is equal to 1/3? We're going to substitute. So 1/3 for k. And then over here, recall this right here. There is that 1 underneath of all of our whole numbers and our integers. So that's this. I didn't write it here, but it's the same thing. 6 times 1 is 6, right there. And 1 times 3 is 3. And then I have 6 divided by 3, which equals 2. So when k is equal to 1/3, 6k is equal to 2. All right, your turn. So let's put this, there we go. For x when x is equal to 8. 6.5 minus n when n is equal to 1.8. M divided by 6 when m equals 18. All right, I want you to work those out. Give me your answers. All right, so number 1, you should have had substituted your 8 in there. So 4 times 8, and 4 times 8, 32. Next one, I have 6.5 minus n. N is 1.8, so 6.5 minus 1.8. And we're going to have to obviously work this out, like 6.5 minus, remember your decimal points line up 1.8, and we subtract, and that decimal point is going to come right down below. It stays right in line here. So we can 15, 5, so that's going to be 7. Decimal point drops down. 5 minus 1 is 4. So when n equals 1.8, 6.5 minus n is 4.7. All right, the last one I hear. M divided by 6 when m is equal to 18. So 18 divided by 6. Sorry, I put the answer there. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay, now we're going to look at when we have a larger expression that we're going to have to use our order of operations. And I've written this PEMDAS here. Remember, it's parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, remember that goes left to right, and then addition and subtraction, left to right. So this is just telling me my order. That's the only thing this is used for. It's an acronym to help me remember what order to use for my order of operations. So my first example says 4, and then in parentheses I have x minus 4 when x equals 7. So the first thing I do again is substitute. X is 7, so there's my x. I put 7. The first thing I do in PEMDAS is parentheses. So inside these parentheses I have 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. So I still have this 4. 4 times 3. Now we're going to multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. So when x equals 7, 4 times, so we're putting parentheses, x minus 4, the value is 12. Next one, I want you to notice here. 4, see that? We haven't changed anything other than these parentheses, and this is going to show you how important this is, because I'm still going to say x is equal to 7. So now I have 4x minus 4. There's no parentheses. First thing I do is substitute my x, so put 7 for x. Now I have 4 times 7 minus 4. PEMDAS tells me to multiply before I add or subtract, so 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract 4, so now I need to subtract. 28 minus 4 is 4, or 24, sorry. So when x is equal to 7, 4x minus 4 is 24. So look at how important these parentheses are. It's a completely different answer when I substitute that same value in there. All right. Number 3, w minus x plus y. When w equals 6, x equals 5, and y equals 3. So w is 6, so I went 6 minus, x is 5, 5, and then y is 3, plus 3. And when we're doing, so we've got a subtraction and addition, we go left to right. So right here, 6 minus 5 is on the left, and that's 1, plus 3. Now I have 1 plus 3, and that gives me 4. So when w equals 6, x equals 5, and y equals 3, w minus x plus y is equal to 4. All right, one more example here. X squared minus x when x equals 9. Substitute my 9. 9 squared minus 9. We do our exponents first in our PEMDAS. 9 squared is 81 minus 9. We subtract, and I have 72. When x equals 9, x squared minus x is equal to 72. So now I've got some of your turns I want you to work on, and I'm going to break these up here. So, okay. So for these, it says evaluate each expression for n is equal to 5. So wherever you see n, you're going to substitute a 5. The first expression is 3 parenthesis n plus 1 close parenthesis. And this is telling me multiplication here. Second one, 4 parenthesis n minus 4 close parenthesis plus 14. And the last one, 6n plus n squared. Don't forget PEMDAS. All right, so for number 3, you should have substituted that 5 there. So 3 parentheses 5 plus 1. All right, 5 plus 1 is 6. So 3 times 6. You should have gotten 18 on that one. Number 2, we need to substitute 5 for that n. So 4 parentheses 5 minus 4 plus 14. First thing we do is parentheses. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 times 1 plus 14. So 4 times 1 is 4 plus 14. We have 18. Another 18. All right, third, we're going to have 6. And when I write, so when I have a coefficient with this variable, I don't need to put parentheses. But as soon as I substitute that value, if I were to write 6, 5, it would look like 65. So make sure you put parentheses around that second value there so you can know that that's going to be multiplication. Plus 5 squared. PEMDAS says parentheses exponents. So I need to square 5. 5 squared is just 5 times 5, which is 25. So I have 6 times 5 plus 25. Then I need to multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to write 30 plus 25. And 30 plus 25 gives me 55. So you should have gotten 55 on number 3. All right, let's go to this next section here. Evaluate each expression for A equals 3, B equals 4, and C is equal to -6. Be very careful with that -6. All right, so I want you to do 4, AB minus C. 5 says BC plus 5A. And then the last one, A squared minus B plus C. And let's look here. All right, so I'm going to write 4, and I'm going to write it over here in this space here. So 4, A is 3, and then B is 4, so 3 times 4, minus C, which is a -6. So you see how I wrote that? Minus, parenthesis, -6. Do not forget, if you would have just wrote -6, that would give you an incorrect answer. Then I'm going to follow PEMDAS, which is to multiply before I subtract. 3 times 4 is 12, minus -6. You need to remember your rules for integers. That is going to end up making that plus. So I'm going to have 18. 18. And if you don't remember, go back to your journal entry for the integers. Number 5, BC plus 5A. All right, 5 right here. 5. B is 4 times my -6 plus 5 times A is 3. All right, I'm going to have 2 multiplications here, and I'm going to multiply them. 4 times -6 gives me -24, plus 5 times 3 is 15. My 24, when I'm looking at an absolute value, is greater than 15, so my answer is going to be negative. So you would write that as 24 minus 15, knowing that your answer is going to be negative. That's 14 and 1, that's 9, so -9. All right, -9. All right, the last one here, we have A squared. I'm going to write 6 right here. All right, 6. A is 3, so 3 squared minus, parentheses, you have B plus C. So 4 plus -6. 4 plus -6. Like that. I need to do what's inside my parentheses first. 4 plus -6 is going to be -2. And then I have 3 squared minus, put my parentheses on that. I need to do my exponent next. 3 times 3, or 3 squared, is 9, minus a -2. And remember, this is like adding here. And so then we're going to have 11. So number 6, you should have gotten 11. All right, how did you do on that? If you're struggling with these, practice is going to help. Make sure you do practice with your IXL. Also, if you're struggling, come to a meeting or send me an email. The meetings, that's a great place for me to give you help one-on-one or on specific issues or problems. Have a great day.